Oh, I think now it is. Okay, cool. Okay, so first things first, this journey, you guys, as a coach, it starts with you. And I was just talking to a couple of my new coaches about this, that, it's so easy to think for people to say, oh, Beachbody is all about sales. It's about, selling people stuff and all these other network marketing companies, all these other companies, honestly, that are going around right now. But really what's so awesome about what we get to do is that we get to lead with the power of our story. And here on our team, we're super passionate about that because we have a lot of us that came in being really worried about trying to sell people stuff. And so from the very beginning, from when I started sharing in a different way with our entire team of how powerful it is to share your story as a tool to then help people. And when they come and they're ready and they need help and support, then how awesome is it that we have amazing programs and products from our company behind us. But really what sold them on getting started was you, and was what you share every single day on your own social media storefront, which for many of you is Instagram. So what we want to really strongly emphasize is from the very beginning that your storefront, your Instagram and stuff, and everything that you're sharing is one of the most important things that you can do to get started right. Get to know the products. Yes. Get to know the programs that we have and that we offer. Start a program, know what kind of journey you're on that you're sharing, and talk about it consistently. Let people feel like they're going through the program with you. Let people feel like they're experiencing Shakeology and the amazing meal plans that we have with you, because you're sharing consistently about that, and you're exuding how much passion and how much excitement you have for these amazing resources at your fingertips. So get to know the products, share the products, love them, and people will want to do them and be a part of them and try them because you love them so much. Not because of the product, but because of you and what you're experiencing with them. So as you begin starting to share and being consistent, you're going to talk to people about these things that you're starting to use, the programs that you're doing, the lifestyle that you're starting to implement because of what you're doing as a coach. And then from the very, very start, you guys, what we get to do as coaches is that we get to help people. We get to pay forward our experiences and help them start too, and help them become a part of this journey too. For many of us, we didn't necessarily start saying, I'm ready to go. Like, I know exactly what I want to do with coaching. A lot of us had some sort of experience that brought us to a place that realized how much it changed our lives and how much we desperately wanted to share that with other people because of our experience. And so that's such an amazing part of what we get to do is we lead with our journey. We share our experiences and what is taking us from point A to point B. And then we're able to use that as a way to help people and pay it forward and help become the solution for others. So, but at the very beginning of it, all that to say, you have to start with you. You really have to focus on your own journey. How cool is it that it's that simple to start your business off strong? It starts with you. It doesn't start with anybody else or any other tool or any other tip or any other training or anything that you could get. It literally starts with you being willing to show up on your Instagram or on your Facebook, but on your Instagram, and starting to share why you are here, what you're experiencing, and literally just walking them through what you're doing every single day and letting them see that consistency and seeing you filling up your cup first so that you can then be the best mom and nurse and teacher and wife and sister and daughter and partner to everyone else around you. Go for it, Dylan.
Myself. Okay, so next up, I know.
Whoa. Sorry. Did I just go off?
I knew what I was going to say anyways. I don't know why I stopped. I know that in the very beginning, there's so much, and it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, because I know for so many of us, we're like, we want to give you all the resources so that when you have questions, you know exactly where to go to find all the answers. But at the same time, I know some of my new girls are like, okay, so what do I need to do? And like, genuinely, at any point when you feel overwhelmed, go back to what Ashley was just talking about. Go back to your journey and sharing your journey. When you have questions or you have things that you're wondering more about, make sure that you're utilizing all of the resources that we have. There are the FAQs for Beachbody. Honestly, guys, I still to this day Google stuff constantly. Like, anybody that asks me for a specific form or asks me a question about, like, somebody asked earlier in a team message thread, like, hey, is Beachbody keto friendly? I'm like, I have no idea. So I was like, Google it, because honestly, that's how you find answers. Like, a major degree in Google, because I just look things up. So feel free to get on. It's almost like when I was teaching, like, ask 3 friends, like turn around and ask other people. But Google things or look on YouTube. That's how I've learned a ton of stuff too, is like watching YouTube videos and watching trainings and stuff like that. So feel free to use those resources because those are there too. I mean, you guys can Google the most simple thing, like, is Beachbody keto friendly? And look stuff up. Also make sure that you have this link saved. So coach.teambeachbody.com. That's how you log in and get to your back office. And there's a ton of resources there too. Like there's different trainings and stuff like that that you guys will see, but that's where you track all your customer orders and coach orders. As you're starting out, I would get in the habit of checking it definitely Wednesdays and Thursdays, because Wednesdays are like our Friday, like our end of the week, and Thursday is like your start of the week. That's where you see what your paycheck's going to be for the following week. That's where you will see rank advancements, stuff like that. New coach mentorship. So you should be in some kind of pod or message thread or mentorship. I know for my girls, we're starting one March 16th. That's going to be just like a 2-week one. But you should be in some kind of message thread. And if you're not, message your upline and ask them how you can get plugged into one. Team Google Drive, there's more than you could possibly ever want in Team Google Drive. So I know I have a Team Inspire Sweat one, and then you guys should all have access to the Inspiration Crew one. There's so much in there. That's another place where it's great, like running a free group, like ideas for free groups. There's literally entire posting schedules for you. If you're like, I don't even know what I would post in a group, go on those Google Drives and like really pull stuff out of there. There's so much in there. But keep in mind as well, you don't have to be doing those things from the very beginning. Like it really genuinely does just start with you. And the rest of this, as you get into it and as you're practicing and as you're doing things, you'll learn along the way. Like you don't have to be an expert and know every single thing before you start. Starting is just starting with your journey. National Wake Up Call is Mondays, team calls, Thursday night. So, and then our new coach mastermind every Wednesday night. And then team page, you guys feel free to post in team pages, because there's other people guaranteed. If you have a specific question about something, guaranteed somebody else has been thinking the same thing and maybe just hasn't asked it yet. So feel free to ask any questions. There's no stupid questions. So yeah, make sure you guys just utilize all that stuff and really plug into it, because that's what it's there for. And if at any point you're like, I don't know, there's just no resources for me, go back to this, go back to all these things, because there's so much for you guys, like more than you possibly would even need, but it's all there for you. Okay.
Yes, all the things, all the resources, but it's a good thing, I promise. Okay, and if you guys don't have the chat open the chat up so you can see that, because Dylan did post our link for the morning where you guys, well, really not just the morning, but any time throughout the day, hop on, do your workout, do some work. It's so encouraging to see other people around you. It just helps you to feel not alone in what you're doing every single day. So definitely save that link to your notes in your phone and pop on there as accountability to yourself. You'll start to kind of see the same people on there and be like, oh, I got to get on there. I want to be in the boomerang this time. Like I want someone to tag me and show that I'm on there. So it really kind of creates that accountability for yourself. Okay, here we go. The vital behaviors. So we talk about this in our little new coach quick start. You hear about this all the time. If you listen to the national wake up calls on Mondays, coaches talk about this. But you guys, this is kind of like the things that you need to do to be successful as a coach. And that's why they call them the 4 vital behaviors. It's the 4 things that you really need to do. So one of them is, what in Beachbody terms, it's be a product of the product, but really it's what we just talked about. Filling your cup up first, committing to a program, start to finish, documenting it, sharing it, committing to the nutrition, just being a part of the journey, being a part of the culture of what we do as coaches, and just committing to something and showing up for yourself so that you can show up for other people, because that's really what it's all about. 2 is sharing that journey with others. Same thing that we just talked about, being open, being vulnerable. And as a coach, you're going to see a variety of people. If you follow Dylan and I, you probably see a whole lot of other stuff that maybe newer coaches don't share as much about yet. When I was a new coach, we didn't even have Instagram stories, so it was just in post. But there's such a way, you don't have to divulge everything about your life, but share the things that matter. Share the things that would allow somebody to connect with you, to be inspired, to have something to share with other people, to be, let into the lifestyle that you're creating for yourself, whether it's in the fitness way or nutrition or, your personal development, all those kind of things. So filling your cup up, starting with a program, committing to it, sharing it with other people, sharing your journey, letting them have a little glimpse into what your life looks like, what your routine, your lifestyle is, so they can get to know you. Again, people are not going to buy from you or want to buy into what you're trying to offer them unless they have a connection with you and unless they trust you. The only way you can build that trust and that connection and that conversation is by actually showing up and sharing and being open and honest about things. 3, spreading the love on thick. You have to invite people to join you guys. Doesn't mean it has to be icky or feel gross or weird, but it's so easy now with Instagram where they have this story function where you get to just share super openly, really real and raw. People get to see who you are and how easy it is to say, hey, if you ever feel like you need accountability like this, like DM me or swipe up or go to the link in my bio or, something that's so simple like that is really easy to do. And I know it's scary and I know it's uncomfortable, but we're not in the world of where you have to just like hound people to try to get them to join you. If you get good at sharing your story of filling yourself up first and sharing that really consistently and honestly and openly, you will help other people. You will be able to connect with other people and they will want to join you because they're going to see how much it's changing you. So the third thing really is that you have to be willing to invite people to join you. Talk about what you're doing, talk about your PD, your workouts, your nutrition, all that kind of stuff, and always let people know that there's an opportunity for them to become a part of this community. You are a part of a team, a large team. You haven't signed anyone up yet? That's okay. That doesn't mean that people can't join you as a coach. You have a whole team behind you. Same thing for challenge groups. You're not hosting one right now? Cool, your coaches, so add them into that group. There's always something for you to let people know that they can become a part of. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be the one hosting it in the very beginning, but you do have to show up and allow them to know that there is a place for them. So you need to invite them to become a part of it. And then the fourth thing is personal development. PD, you guys, is so important. And I know Dylan has the same story. We both were like, personal development, like that's for the birds. Really, and now she like freaking wrote a book about personal development stuff. So, it's kind of funny how that works. But you guys, seriously, personal development will change your life. You cannot do this business without also creating a healthy mindset. It's not normal to go into a job like this where you just invite people and talk to people and you get ghosted or told no, and you get that little sense of rejection. It's totally human nature to feel just like crap, like that sucks, and to feel kind of down and out. And that's where personal development comes in. Doesn't make you foolproof or make you like this superhero of a person, but it can change the way you focus on your life. It's very personal to each of you. So as you get started, we gave you suggestions of books and podcasts that we personally believe are awesome for new coaches, but it's so personal to you. If you're not being fed by it and you're not experiencing any changes by it, or it's not really feeding you in that way that it needs to, then switch it, drop it, put a pin in it, and come back to it at a later time when maybe that does feed you in the stage of life that you're in. So if you ever need help with that, or you don't even know where to start to pick a podcast or an Audible or a book to actually read, message your coach. We will always give you suggestions. And, obviously not everyone has time in their day to get a book and sit down and actually open it and read it. So maybe the podcast app or Audible is a great option for you. They're both something that you can do while you're on the go. And I know many of you will say, I just don't have enough time to do that. I don't have time to sit down and read a book or to listen to things. You guys, we're all busy. We all have, a lot of us have kids, we all have jobs, we all have things that we're doing. But if you want this bad enough and you want to make this something for yourself, then you will make the time for personal development, because it'll change your life and it will just enhance so much of this journey for you. Dylan, do you have anything you want to say about any of those, or is that?
No, perfect.
Okay, sweet. We always laugh because we're like the most wordy people ever. So here we are. We're only like the fourth slide and Okay, go for it.
Oh, I can send, if anybody needs a book, you can always message me on the side, because you can send a free book on Audible. So if I haven't sent you one before, I've already maxed out some of them because I've sent them to too many people. But if you need a book, I can tell you some of my favorites that I can't send anymore, but I can also send you some. So, okay. So we've talked about your vital behavior. So we talked about, Ashley just mentioned, sharing your story on your page, inviting people to come do this with you. And I think that's the part where the most anxiety and fear is attached. I know that's how it was for me. I was like, is anybody even going to want to do this with me? Like, even the word inviting to me was like, oh my, like I instantly broke out in a sweat and hives. But you guys, that is going to be like the bread and butter of your business. And I'm going to share this analogy. I know she was just saying we talk forever, because we really do, but I'm going to share this with you because this is something that I think really helps paint the picture for why you reach out to people and invite them. Okay. So let's say I'm having a pool party. I'm having the best pool party ever. I've got like the coolest pool. It's like the hippest thing you've ever seen. Everybody who comes in the door gets like a ton of freebies. There's a chance to win $1 million. Like, insert whatever possible awesome thing that you can think of. There's your favorite boy band there. I don't even know. It could be amazing. And I could make the coolest sign and put it out in my front yard, and like, everybody is allowed to come. Like, you guys, I'm having this pool party this weekend. It's going to be awesome. You're getting this, this, and this. Like, I can make it sound absolutely amazing. And guess what? Tons of people may drive by my front yard and see that sign in my front yard and see how awesome it sounds. And they may even be like, man, I wish I could go to a pool party. Like, that sounds so awesome. But she's probably talking to other people like, that's not about me. That's not for me. And maybe my mom will show up, and maybe like one person will be like, hey, I saw your sign. Awesome. But now imagine if I put that sign out there so everybody knows about it, and then I take an invitation and I go to all of my neighbors and I stick that invitation in their mailbox, and I just let them know, like, hey, Sheila, you're invited to my pool party this weekend. I just wanted to let you know that I've got room for you. I would love to have you there. Did you see my sign? Have you thought about coming to the pool party at all? And you guys, there's 3 things that might happen. Number 1, maybe she doesn't answer me. She pretends that she didn't even see my invitation. Totally fine. Maybe she says, I actually hate pools. I'm not into pools. Or maybe I already have a pool, so I don't really need to go to yours. I love my pool at my house so much anyways. Totally fine. Or maybe she's like, oh my gosh, I did see that sign, and I've been wondering about your pool parties. Like, I would absolutely love to come. Send me more details about it. Those are the 3 things that could happen. And guess what? The next steps are what's going to make it even cooler. So there are people that are going to be watching what you're doing already. You guys, when we get off this call, every single one of you should be taking a boomerang or talking about the fact that you were on this mastermind, and share with people, like, who wants to be on a mastermind with me next Wednesday? Because I can welcome girls into this team this week. You can be a part of this community with me, and we can build this together. And then you have to go reach out to people. And guess what? If they say they already have a pool at their house and they're not interested in coming to your party, no problem. If they say nothing to you, and you know that they saw your invitation because it's out of their mailbox, if you saw them go get their mail and they didn't answer you, totally fine. Because guess what? Next weekend, when I have another banging pool party, I'm still going to reach out to all those people and be like, hey, I know you had plans. I know your pool's awesome. I know maybe you didn't see my invitation that I sent you before, but I've got another pool party coming up and it's going to be awesome. I would love to have you there. Have you thought about coming? You guys, that's the same thing that we're doing with this business. Your business and your accountability groups and this coaching opportunity, that's your pool party. Like, this isn't the most life-changing thing if you let it be the most life-changing thing. So reach out to people. In the beginning, the biggest thing that I did was reach out to friends and family. Like, that's honestly, when you start your business, unless you start with tons and tons of followers already and like a huge social media. I was not that way. I started with like 300 followers, I think. You're going to start with a lot of people that you already know, which is probably even scarier than reaching out to someone that you don't know as well. But reach out to like friends and family and be like, hey, I am going to be starting this boxing program on March 16th. I know that we used to take classes at whatever gym together. I don't know if you're still doing those, but I think it'd be really fun to get to do this together, to run this business together, to whatever it is. So don't be afraid to reach out to people and ask them to do this with you. And so your first goal, I go on a whole tangent. So your first goal is to help 3 people get started. And that's going to be your goal every single month, is helping at least 3 people. And it's called Success Club. Beachbody looked to see what all the successful coaches were doing, and they were helping at least 3 people a month get started with the full bundle, like full thing, like you guys just signed up with. So you guys have that in mind, like that's your goal every month, is I'm going to help at least 3 people every single month. So you guys have plenty of time now, because it's what, March 4th. You have the whole rest of the month, and especially with a new program coming out. And there's a ton of incentives that come with this. Like if you hit Success Club your first 3 out of your 6 months, you can get into different test groups. You get what's called Success Starter. You can get in test groups for new programs. You get a free ticket to Summit. They also have, oh my gosh, they also have the Success Club trip that you can earn your free spot on, all that stuff, just by helping 3 people every month and moving your business forward. Okay, next one. Sorry.
Moving. I just saw our time, our timestamp. It's like, you have 10 minutes remaining.
I know.
Okay. Okay. Oh gosh, I just got stuck. Okay. So how to start? Okay. So in chat, let us know. Have you made a coach post yet? Have you let people know that you are doing something? And it doesn't have to be like, I'm a Beachbody coach. Like, we don't let it be like that. You want it to be like, I started doing something different. I've experienced this. It's helping me to feel like this, and this is where I'm going with this. It's taking people from point A, telling them where you were, telling them what you're experiencing now, and telling them what you're so excited about doing and that they can be a part of it. Thank them for following. Thank you so much in advance for being a part of my journey. I hope to inspire you like so many have inspired me. Something like that. Make a coach post. Let people know what you're doing. There's no time too late to do that. And just let people know who you are. Let people know what you're doing and what you're experiencing. Give them an opportunity to join you. At the end of it, let them know that there's a way that if they ever need support or they need help with X, Y, and Z, or they need to experience what it is that you just relayed to them in your story and your message of what you were experiencing and where you were, if they need help like you did, then that there's a place for them. So always let them know that there's an opportunity to join you. You guys, every time you share about your workouts, you share about your Shakeology, you share about hopping on a team call, you should always let people know that there is a way for them to join you, that they can experience this community, that they can do a workout at home with their kids running all around them. Always let them know that there is a place for them to become a part of this. So very, very simple. Add it with text on your story and direct them to your bio. Link in bio if you want to join me. Link in bio if you're interested in this boxing program. Want to try a free workout? DM me. Want to try a free workout on March 9th for this new program I'm doing? DM me your email and I'll send you the link, something like that. Sharing in your stories every single day. We just talked about that, you guys. That's why we go through the color wheel with you guys, which I think is like in another slide. Yep, here we go. With the color wheel, we talk a lot about sharing in your stories and being consistent. We make you do this color wheel here because we want for you to remember that just because you sign up to coach doesn't mean that the only thing you post is workouts and Shakeology. That is like a very minuscule part of what you share. And the rest of it, you guys, is the stuff that makes you you. It's the stuff that you're passionate about. It's the hobbies. It's the crazy mom life. It's the Target haul. It's the groceries that you just ordered. It's the weird thing that you need advice about. I mean, it's all the other stuff that lets people know who you are. And then you also share that, oh, I also have this is a lifestyle that I'm also on, a journey that I'm also on. And, I added personal development daily because it's really changed my life and my marriage and the way that I communicate. I also work out daily because holy balls, I have 3 kids and it's insane. And so like, if I didn't work out, I would really be a nasty person and I would not be as good of a mom. So I work out every single day and I love it. Have you ever tried working out at home? I'd love to share with you how I do that. Talking all about everything else, but then also adding in how they can also do the little things that you have now added into your life as a coach. And so sharing in your stories really consistently, not just workouts and shakes, but all of you, all of you, all that you want people to know and be able to connect with you on. Again, other starting things is inviting others and sharing daily, which we just talked about, really make sure people know that there's always an opportunity to join you. And then I guess the last thing on this part on our color wheel thing, always be thinking about what you're sharing. Is it, yes, you want to share just little bits about you, but also be kind of thinking through it through the filter of like, okay, so why? So what? Like if somebody said, okay, so what? Like, why did she share that? Why did she post that? You know, does it allow somebody to feel like they also now know that they're not the only one experiencing that kind of, you know, situation? Does it inspire them? Does it give them something that they want to save? Is it something that they want to share with somebody else? Maybe it was something hilarious or a really meaningful quote or post that you wrote. Ask them to share it. Ask them to save it. You know, you want to think about what you're sharing. Is it adding value to their day? Is it something where you're just popping on and kind of complaining about a situation without giving like a silver lining at the end of it? Then maybe that's not something that you need to share about. Think about how you can empower people through what you're sharing. And is it something worthy, save worthy, share worthy? Is it something that makes people feel good? Okay, go.
Okay, so we kind of just talked about this. Your first invites are going to be warm market. Who already knows you? Who trusts you? Who would have a blast doing this with you? And that honestly was one of the biggest things for me. Is I am a major, I don't know, I did something to my screen, so it's like really wonky right now. So it's like a huge picture of you, Ashley, and then I've got this like off the side, but I can still see it, and I'm trying to hurry. So think about people that would have fun doing this with you. I'm a huge Enneagram 7, so like for me, a lot of this was about community and being able to bring in other people and do this with people. I'm one of those that's like, this smells really bad, smell it. Like, wow, that looks scary, let's watch it together. Like, I want people to do things with me. So who would have fun doing this with you? You don't have to be a coach 2 years into this business to bring people in with you. You don't have to know every single thing there is to know about this business to bring people in with you. You don't have to be at your after picture with a 12-pack abs or whatever. Like, people want to join you and do the whole thing with you, like go through this journey with you. So who would have fun doing it with you? Who would you want to have on your team? Who would you want to get on calls with and talk to every day and all of that? And also, who would want to support you? As you start to build this business, you'll have goals and you'll have things that you're going to be working toward. Like, who are those people that you're like, oh, there we go, my screen's back. Who are those people that you're like, oh my gosh, I know that they would want to support me in this new thing. And I know that they, like my mom is one of my coaches. Like, she literally does, she has bar now, but like she's done PIO. And like, even while she was going through chemo, she was doing 3-week yoga retreat. Like, there's different people that want to support you. And you may not even realize it, but you have to reach out and invite them.
Ooh, couldn't unmute myself. Okay, first goals. Oh my gosh, we have 3 minutes before we get locked off. Can we do it? I think we can. Okay. goals for month 1. And we talked a little bit of this, but we'll kind of divulge a little bit more. So your first goal, you guys, as far as like, you know, your businessy type goals is Success Club. We obviously, it's not about numbers, it's not about sales and things like that, but we do have a metric in Beachbody to measure the amount of people that you're helping a month, so that you know. It's so easy. Anyone can say that they're a coach, but you're an active coach and you are a working coach if you're helping people every single month. So we have that metric for you, and that's called Success Club. And so what Dylan just said, we encourage you guys to help 3 people a month. 3 people a month. If you come to me, and I have a new coach that comes to me and says, I really need to make an income on this. Okay, great. So what I tell them is, if you help 3 people, you're earning Success Club 5. That is only covering what you make monthly on your Shakeology and on your products, like your performance line. If you want to actually make an income and you want to really progress your business forward, then you also need to help 2 more people. You really need to help 5 people a month. You need to hit Success Club 10 every single month. You're covering the cost of your Shakeology, and you're also being able to have more people come in and help them every single month. You have people in your challenge groups. You can support them. You can help them get results, help them see how they could also be a coach and do this with you. Your next goal is Emerald, which is 2 coaches. You sign up 2 coaches, 1 on each side of your business, and that makes you an Emerald coach. That's unlocking your business. It allows you to have potential for growing your volume, which turns into money on your paycheck. It basically allows you to start benefiting from all the cool things that we have in Beachbody, by rank advancing to your first rank as a coach. And so a lot of times this is you plus two other people. It's you plus like a spouse or a family member or a close friend. That is generally what people do to become an Emerald coach. It's one of the most simple ways to really unlock your business. You ask two people that you're close to, that you're connected with, to support you on this journey and to support you on getting started. Hey, would you want to do 10 rounds with me? I really am so ready to unlock my business. I'd love for you to support me. Let's get you signed up. We can do this program together. And you get them signed up. You literally could do this in less than 24 hours, you guys. It's so simple. It really comes down to you making the decision that you're going to ask two people to join you, and you have them sign up with you, and you have them ask you purely just to support you. So that's really your first business goal. And it kind of is expressed right here with here's you and here's your two coaches. And again, your specific coach can help you kind of see where to put them in that kind of thing in your back office. But helping 3 people, 5 people if you really want to move your business forward, and becoming an Emerald coach.
I won't go through this whole next one, but basically this is just showing what you could make in 3 months by helping 3 people a month. And that's like $800. And that's not counting going Emerald or any of that stuff either. So basically the biggest takeaways from this, you guys, make sure you're in a mentorship. Make sure you're committed to your, oh my gosh, it's still spelled wrong, your program and products. Start sharing about what